Hello guys, welcome to Sangyo, your one-stop shop for K-pop and Asian dramas. If you haven't subscribed, do subscribe and don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video. Let's get started. Revolutionary Sisters episode 49. Kijin searches for Guangte. He spots her but she runs away and hides. She cries as he calls her desperately. At the gambling den, Mr. Kim tells it was actually Kijin's fault that he had to reveal the birth secret to Guangte, as Kijin did not give him the money. Kijin beats him up and tells him that his father-in-law is only Cholsu. Bongja reveals the birth secret and the letters signed by Gwangnam and Gwangsik's birth fathers that they will not meet them. She tells how Gwangnam was born. Her sister got pregnant by a poor guy and their parents told her to get an abortion. She planned everything and seduced Cholsu, who came home for summer holidays, and told him to take the responsibility, and he had to marry her. And when Cholsu's parents got to know about this secret, they kicked her out of their house. Later, they both had their son Gwangsik, who died later due to the carelessness of their mother, who was addicted to gambling and did not care for Gwangnam and Gwangsik and left them alone when they were so small. Cholsu went to Saudi Arabia to work and there he got his vasectomy done, as country was then promoting to have only two babies or if possible only one. And then she got pregnant with Guangxik out of an affair and he wanted to divorce his wife, but Bongja pleaded him not to divorce her and give her a second chance, and she cries so bad that that's how she ruined Cholsu's life. She tells how he wrote the diary with tears of blood and kept a track of their birth fathers until today, because he thought in future when they get to know about the truth of their birth they can meet their biological fathers. Both the sisters go out and cry holding each other. They tell no matter what they are always Cholsu's kids and decides to never meet their birth fathers. At home, Aisel shows his jackets to Guangxik and tells he was invited to Busan for a broadcasting company's opening. She doesn't get happy hearing to him, and when he asks about it, she tells that she is happy and congratulates him, and he happily leaves for the program. Kijin is still searching for Guangde and mistakes a woman on the road to be her. At home, he lies to Pungjin that she is at her family's house. Dolce wakes up in the middle of the night and finds that Cholsu is absent. He immediately informs this to Bongja and asks if something was wrong, as he earlier saw him walking on the road in a pale face, and when he called him out he did not hear and left. They call everyone Cholsu knows, but he isn't with any one of them. Cholsu leaves the letters to Bongja and Yonghae in the letter box and walks away in tears. Guangte is at the riverside and cries thinking about her birth secret. After thinking the whole night, Guangxik dresses up and goes to visit her biological father. He's running a bistro, to her shock, just like her. She orders the food, and before she could eat, his daughter comes with his granddaughter and they have a lovely father daughter talk. She leaves the place without eating anything but paying for it. He runs out and gives her the money and tells her not to pay when she did not even touch the food. Tengja is painting her toenails when Sachi visits her. He checks the whole house, the cupboards, and everything, and tells her to take care of his younger brother as he has atopy. Means if there are some insects, he can't sleep. And it was very difficult for him to cure that problem of him, but she has no clue about it. She later visits Gongche and questions him why did he give the passcode to Sache. He tells her that Sache is lonely, so he told him so that he can come over sometimes. She tells him that how he checked the whole house and refrigerator and scolded her. Gongche tells her that he will change the passcode tonight. Tuggi hears to all of these and writes a letter to Sachi and leaves it with Pungjan with a lollipop. She wrote to Sachi that she is very happy to find her dad and uncle and tells him to adjust to her mom as she is very immature, and in return she will be very good to him, sing and dance for him, and will also give him some toffees. As he sees the lollipop, he gets mixed feelings. Bongja tells to Dolce that Cholsu isn't even listening to their voicemails and he leaves to his hometown in case Cholsu went over there. Sache asks Kijin if Kwangte left the home and tells he can only help him if he tells the truth. And Kijin tells him about her birth secret and everything related to that and Mr. Kim. Tenja gets shocked after knowing the birth secrets of the three girls. She curses her sister and praises Cholsu that he raised three kids out of affairs. Gangnam's mother-in-law visits them and gives Korean beef as it's Cholsu's birthday the next day and apologizes for her rude behavior earlier. And Taengja also tells that they were not better too and they sort everything and gets happy. Yonggi is getting ready for her first date with Cholsu and remembers the promise they made together to be a couple in the restaurant the before day. She then takes the perfume bottle she bought for him and goes to the place where she is supposed to meet him. At home, Guangnam thanks her mother-in-law for gifting her family Korean beef and asks how does she know their dad's birthday. She tells she noted it down when she got married to Byunho. She tells her to get ready and takes her to the hospital. Guangnam tells her that she cancelled the appointment and her mother-in-law tells that she booked it as it's a good day and tells how fortune teller told her that it is so good day that if it is not done today then it can never happen. Doctor tells Guangnam that it's the right time to get the procedure done and she gets it done. At home, her mother-in-law makes her some mudfish stew and tells her to eat and just rest. Guangxi calls her and she leaves telling her mother-in-law that it's so urgent as it's their father's birthday the next day. Guangxi tells Guangnam about her meeting her biological father. Guangnam asks if her father recognized her and Guangxi tells that nothing happened like she expected, that they would actually recognize each other as soon as they see each other and might actually choke in tears. She tells that it's good that she went now and she will never go to meet him again and tells that she is Cholsu's daughter. Guangxi asks if Guangnam will visit her birth father and she tells that she is brave enough that she visited her birth father but she is not and she can't dare meeting him. Kijin spots them and asks about Guangte. When he tells them that she did not come back home the last night, they go to search for her. They spot her in front of Guangchik's bistro and takes her to Guangchik's house and feed her some food. She tells them to not to abandon her because she has no one else and tells how she took pride being a kid born out of noble blood, that she did not care about grades or anyone else. They then tell her that they are also in the same situation and which shocks her, but she tells that it actually comforted her in a weird way. They call Kijin when she hesitates as she can't face him after all the mess that was created. He gets relieved that she's found and she's sound. They cry thinking how much their father might have suffered seeing them, as they are the proof of his wife's infidelity, and how mean they were that they always supported their mother, told her to get a divorce from him and ganged up against him. Guangti can't take it anymore and decides to meet her father and runs out followed by the two other girls. Soldiers' room is empty. They then visit Bongja and she tells them that how he did not return home since the last night. They run out and search for him but of no use. Young-hee gets ready for him and waits for him for their first date as a couple until her legs pain. Bungjin asks Sache about Kijin and he tells him everything about Gwangtae. Young-hee asks Bongja about Cholsu and she tells her that he went to his hometown, and Young-hee tells that he actually stood her up on their first official date and Bongja comforts her. Three brother-in-laws meet and decide to hold a surprise birthday party for Cholsu. Bongja feeds the girls some food and Gwangta tells that she can't eat as their dad isn't here. At Gwangnam's home, her mother-in-law feeds her some snakehead soup. Byunho asks if they have any special plans for Cholsu's birthday and he gets happy when Gwangnam tells that they don't have any. Asul excitedly shows his performances to Gwangchaek and she leaves telling that she's tired, which upsets him. Finally, Gwangtae visits her house and Kijin hugs her and cries. He tells her that she is she and it doesn't matter if her parents are gamblers or frauds because he loves her for the way she is. Young-hee waits for Cholsu outside the building and she mistakes a guy to be Cholsu as he's wearing the similar clothes. She then sees the letter Cholsu left for her which reads, "Sorry, I can't meet you tomorrow. And don't wait for me. And thank you. Though it's a small amount of time that we were together, you gave me lots of memories that I will cherish forever." She then tells to Bongja that she decided to move out and gives her the letter. She tells maybe it's cause of his daughters that he did not want to meet her and stood her up as they did not seem to like her the other day when they met her. And Bongja tells her that it's not like that. Please wait for Cholsu for some days, but she doesn't listen to her. At night, Guangnam records a voicemail for her dad that no matter what, he is her dad and she understands his pain as she is raising Blessing and tells him to come back for his birthday as she will cook him some seaweed and wait for him. Guangxi writes a letter for her dad that he always believed her and he has been a mountain of strength to her, and tells that from now she will be his strength. Guangte records a voicemail and tells her father for the first time that she loves him so much. Cholsu goes to the Han River and tries to jump in, as that his daughters got to know about their birth secrets. He has no reason to live. And it turns out to be Guangxi's dream and she wakes up in a shock. Next day, all of them are at breakfast table and Bongja cooked some seaweed soup and says how the guest of honor is missing. She tells them to drink the seaweed soup and when Cholsu comes, he can have too. They feel sad how they never celebrated their dad's birthday but always celebrated their mother's birthday, went to fancy dinners and lunches, and also gave her some gifts. How much it might have pained their father to see how they treat him as if he is nothing. They regret how fools they were to believe everything their mother told them. They then think that maybe he went to that particular place and drive there only to find him nowhere. On their way back home, everyone remember all the times they were mean to their dad, and we see so many flashbacks. As they come back home, they see Yonghee moving out and convinces her to stay and wait for their dad. Guangxi goes to help Yonghee and tells her to wait for their dad and he will come for sure. But Yonghee tells about the letter and tells it seems like he will never come back. And she gets shocked and runs out and finds the letter he left for Bongja. And in that letter, he wrote that he's going and he will never come back, and tells Bongja to tell it after some days decently to their kids so that they can take it, which makes her tear up because she imagines him jumping into the Han River just like she dreamt the before night. That's it with today's video. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't subscribed, do subscribe and don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video. Until then, tata, bye bye, take care.